I'm Sarah Forgani with KINS 5 News now. With 3 shootings in the span of just hours, San Antonio police were kept busy overnight. Rushing to the northwest side around 10 last night, they found an 18-year-old shot in the leg on Chase Hill Boulevard. Police say the young man was walking with friends when a car drove up and someone started shooting. It's not clear if there was a confrontation before shots were fired. Police say the 18-year-old is listed as stable. The shooter took off, no word on who shot him. Just 30 minutes later, at a grocery store on the northeast side, a masked gunman walked into the El Sendero food mart and shot the clerk. Police say the initial 911 call was for a holdup at the store. When they got there, the clerk was shot in the torso and the shooter had taken off. About 5 miles south of the food mart, a third shooting at a motel has police now searching for another gunman. This scene was outside the Motel 6 on Industry Park Drive and I-35. San Antonio police say they found a man in his 40s shot in the leg, but they have not said what led up to that shooting or a description of the shooter. Accused of assault, a deputy with the Bexar County Sheriff's finds himself on the other side of the law. San Antonio police say Benjamin Morales was off duty Tuesday night when they arrested him on South Cherry Street near downtown for allegedly assaulting a family member. The 21-year-old deputy was assigned to the Detention Bureau and had been employed with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office only since February. Because it's less than a year, Morales was issued a probationary termination. KINS 5 cameras capture the moments deputies put a fugitive in handcuffs. It started with a raid on a home on Ashby Street near 281 on the Pearl around lunchtime Wednesday when Bexar County deputies and the U.S. Marshals tried arresting Ryan Hallison. They say he tried to hide in the home's attic. He was wanted on multiple warrants. After a brief standoff, deputies say he surrendered peacefully. Hallison is now facing several charges, including robbery, assault of a peace officer, and failure to register as a sex offender. A major lawsuit out of Uvalde. The attorney representing the 19 families of the Robb Elementary tragedy says they're suing Uvalde CISD, several key former employees, and dozens of DPS officers. He admits the lawsuit faces several battles, pointing to a rule that protects law enforcement from liability unless they violated a constitutional right.
We think that this situation where kids, after all, are required to lock down in their classrooms. Their freedom is constrained. So, in this situation, we feel like qualified immunity is not applicable.
92 Texas DPS officers are individually named in that lawsuit. It claims they failed to use their advanced training during a botched response to the shooting on May 24, 2022. Nearly 400 federal, state, and local officers waited more than 70 minutes before confronting the shooter. Families of the victims say the $500 million lawsuit is not about money, but accountability.
My daughter sat there, for 77 minutes crying, asking for help, There's still failure across the board.
DPS told us they do not discuss pending litigation. Uvalde CISD released a statement saying they remain committed to supporting the community and are open to exploring resolutions. Another shakeup in Uvalde this week with 2 resignations at the school district as the city marks 2 years since the Robb Elementary shooting. Uvalde CISD officials confirming that interim Chief Joshua Gutierrez has submitted his resignation. He replaced Chief Pete Arredondo, who was fired following intense scrutiny over his response to the shooting at Robb. The job has already been posted on the district's website. Also, just last night, the UCISD school board accepted Annabelle White's immediate resignation. White represented the East Zone on the board for 7 years and with 4 superintendents. No reason was given in the letter that was read during the meeting. White wrote in part, "We have weathered many storms and have seen many changes in our district," end quote. Another major lawsuit in the works now. The Justice Department and several states are expected to sue Live Nation, the owner of Ticketmaster. According to several CBS sources, the lawsuit would point to alleged antitrust violations, at least in part due to the market dominance of the company's Ticketmaster. The federal government wants to challenge the company's practices following an investigation that has spanned years. Ticketmaster and Live Nation came under fire after the 2022 meltdown that left Taylor Swift fans unable to purchase tickets for her Eras tour. And for today's forecast, Paul Morales.
All right, let's take a look. High today, 96. It's going to be a hot one. Heat index value around 104. This evening, really warm. Temperatures 85 at 10.
And that's KINS 5 News Now. I'm Sarah Forgani.